My name is Nancy Fisher. I was going to fly on Delta on May 4th. On the way to the airport, there was an unfortunate thing happen. Freeway got shut down, so we got to the airport later than we wanted. Went to check our luggage in. They said it was not paid for, which it was. And the cutoff then happened as he was trying to figure that out, and we missed our flight. Supposed to leave May 4th from LAX on Delta, going to Kauai. And we left, we're about 50 minutes from LAX, but we left at least 3 hours ahead to get there in time. And as we were going, things were good until we got on the main freeway to get into LAX is the 105. And unfortunately, it was shut down because there was police activity. Policemen shot somebody. And so the whole freeway was shut down. So that was not good. So we were stuck for 35 minutes not moving. And then we finally were able to get over and get off the freeway. But by the time we got to the airport, it was our flight was supposed to leave at 2:20. And we got there right at 1:30. Took us over 2 hours to get there when it should have been 50 minutes. So we run in, and my husband and I put our luggage up on the to be weighed and everything. And they asked for my credit card to pay for the luggage. And I said, I already paid for it last night. I paid for it yesterday when I checked in online. And they said, well, we don't have that. So he takes my credit card and he walks down past 3 or 4 agents. And I saw him talking to them. And then I saw him coming back. And he said, I'm sorry, just when I was ready to run the card, it was the cutoff time. And we can't check in your luggage. And I'm like, what? So anyway, I was devastated because it was my husband and I was taking my son and daughter-in-law on this trip. So I go, well, now what do we do? And they said, well, we don't have any room on the flights till Saturday. And I said, oh my goodness, I cannot wait till Saturday. Then they've messed around on the computer, and the one agent said, well, we can get you on tomorrow's flight for additional $550 a couple. And I was like, okay. I'm thinking, we have our timeshare, we have our rental car, we have all this stuff pending. So I'm giving her, I said, okay, even though that was, I didn't want to pay that kind of money. And she goes, well, we have to do it one at a time. And we could get to 2 or 3 of you. And then the fourth one, there may not be room. And so then we can't get them on and you can't get your money back. It will be a voucher. And I was basically crying. I was just like, oh my gosh, I've never had anything like this happen. So finally, another agent came. She started messing around and she said, we can get you on a flight tomorrow for $115 a person extra. So I'm like, well, what if we can't all get on that flight? And she said, well, we have to do it one at a time. I said, can't you look at your computer and see how many seats you have on your flight? No, can't do that. Long story short, they were able to get the 4 of us on. And the funny thing is, the agent says, oh yeah, your luggage is paid for. Well, the agent that took my card never ran my card. So I proceeded to look at my credit card, and it showed that I paid for the luggage the day before, May 3rd, and we were leaving May 4th. So the luggage was paid for, but it did not show it. And if it had showed it, I was able to check in my luggage. But because it didn't go through, I don't know why, we had to spend the night at by the airport and get on the next flight the next day. And I was just so upset. And then to pay another $460 for the 4 of us when I'd already bought tickets was just, it was just devastating. But anyway, we were able to spend the night and we got on the flight the next day. But I feel like it was a Delta error. I don't know why the luggage didn't show up that it was paid for. He took my card. By that time, it was, by the time he got down past the agents, it was too late. It made the cutoff. But then when they got the new flights for us, she said, oh, no, your luggage is paid for. So I just feel like had it showed that it was paid for, we would have been on that flight. I have a feeling it was a mistake. He didn't see it because not even 10, 15 minutes later, When they got us on the next flight, she said, "Oh, yeah, your luggage shows that it's paid for." So I'm not sure why it didn't show when we put our luggage up on the thing. And he said, "Oh, I need your credit card," and I'm like, I've already paid for it." So I don't know. It's an error somewhere on Delta's part. I don't know if it's technical, but if it was technical, she wouldn't have noticed that my luggage was paid for. I mean, if it was something to do with the computers or something, it was obviously in the computer. She said, "Oh, yeah, your luggage is paid for." So I don't know. But we missed a whole day in Kauai because of it and had to wait and get on the flight the next day. Oh, we've flown Delta. It's been a long time since I've flown Delta, but my daughter-in-law is a flight attendant for Delta. And so we have flown Delta quite a few times. She's been with them probably 20 years. So um, it's not the airline that we normally use because I have a credit card for American, so I do use American, but I have flown Delta many times and have never had an issue. I would love a refund of the 4 extra the $115 times 4 is what I would like. Um, that I would be happy with that, even though we missed a whole day, in Hawaii, because of it. I would be happy with the refund of the 400 and I think it's $60. I've tried and they said I emailed and they said it would take 30 days for them to get back to me. I told them my story, in an email, but I haven't obviously heard anything. It hasn't been 30 days yet. Well, I'm waiting, but I thought this video interview would take priority to what when I figured talking to you was better than waiting for them to get back to me on an email. Well, I mean, the key is to get to the airport earlier, but it was we couldn't help it. I mean, never has there been a freeway completely shut down and police activity going on. I mean, that was just weird. I mean, we've traveled in and out of LAX from our house, which is about a 50-minute drive, several times, and nothing like this has ever happened. So it was out of our control, basically. But I feel like we did get to the airport in time to check our luggage in had we not had that little glitch.